Section, we shall talk about iterators and iterables. An iterator is an object that contains a countable number of values, like an object that is a collection of items, like a list or a tuple or a dictionary or even a set, right? They all have the iter method. This iter method takes the object as a value, and it also have the next method. I shall show you how to use these two methods within this object and how it works, and I shall also show you how to loop through an iterator. So like I said, an iterator, for example, names, let's say we're creating a list of programming languages. So let's say we have Python, JS, PHP, right? We can use the iter method to and then pass the name. And if we print this guy, for run our code, you see we have a list iterator. If we change this to a tuple, we run our code, we have a tuple iterator and so on, right? So these are like the IDs. So if we can use this iter method to get the iterator, and we can use the next method alongside with it to get the next item in the list. So let's say we want to get an iterator called my iterator. Let's say this is my iterator, and if we want to get the next item, we can say next, and then we'll pass in my iterator. If we run this guy, we should get the item in the list, the first item in the list. Run. Let's print 3 of them and run it. You see we have Python, JS, PHP, and we are just printing the same thing. This next method takes in the iterator and returns the next item in the list. That's pretty much how iterator works. It works with list, works with tuple and dictionary as well. And you can get an iterator by just using the iter method, and then you can use the next method and passing the iterator, and it will return at any point, it will return the next item in the list by using the next method. So if we run this, we should have the same thing, because it doesn't matter if it's a list or a tuple or a dictionary, it works the same way. So an iterator is an object that has a countable number of values. So we can also do an example. We can say word. Let's use name, not word. Say Henry. And if we print this Henry, print name, we should get Henry, right? If we can iterate, this is also an iterator. So not just a list, a string is also an iterator because this has a countable number of string data. If we create an iterator of it to say, okay, name iterator, right? And then we say iter, and then we put in the variable. If we print name iterator, we should get string ASIC iterator. Previous ones we got was list iterator, tuple iterator, but in this case we're getting the string ASIC iterator. So that's for the string case. And you can pass in the next method, and then you put in your iterator, and it should return the item in the list. So this is the first one, and if we print, let's say we're printing 4 of it, we should get, for every instance it's printed the next item. This is H, this is E, that's what we have E here, and it's printing N, that's what we have N here, and R, because we're printing the next item in the list. So that's pretty much about iterators and the iter method and the next method. It works for string, works for an object that is a collection of a countable number of values or a collection of items, like a list of names, a string, and a list of anything, and even dictionary as well. So that's pretty much about Iterators. See you in the next session.